So, longtime viewers of the Humanist Report know that I have spent now years, literally, trying to debunk the so-called Bernie Bro myth. But now there's a new poll that was recently released by Quinnipiac and basically proves that the Bernie Bro myth was complete and utter bullshit. I no longer have to debunk it because this poll does it for me. So Larry Gross of TruthDig reports, according to the latest Quinnipiac poll, here are Bernie Sanders' favorable/unfavorables. Among women, favorable 50%, unfavorable 34%. Among men, favorable 46%, unfavorable 46%. So Bernie Sanders has a net favorability that is higher with women than among men. Now, when you break that down demographically, among blacks, Bernie Sanders has a 70% favorable rating compared to his 10% unfavorable rating. Among Latinos, favorable 55%, unfavorable 21%. Among whites, favorable 43%, unfavorable 45%. So Sanders has higher favorables and lower unfavorables among blacks and Latinos as than among whites, and higher favorables and lower unfavorables among women than among men. And this poll isn't even an outlier because an older poll from Harvard-Harris yielded the same results. So in that poll, Bernie Sanders had the highest approval rating among African Americans with 73%. He had the second highest among Latinos with 68%, third highest among Asian Americans at 62%, and the lowest approval rating among whites with 52%, although he still has a majority. And of course, this poll also shows that his approval rating is higher with women than it is with men. So how does that myth go again? That Bernie Sanders only gets support from straight white males? Nope. That's not it at all. So when people like Joanne Reed say, well, you know, the Democratic Party, they can't become the party of Bernie Sanders because Bernie Sanders only has support among white people and Democrats are supposed to be the party of people of color, of the LGBT community. Well, what do you have to say now, Joy? Bernie Sanders has a higher approval rating among disadvantaged communities. I wonder why that's the case. It's because he's representing them well. He's adequately demonstrating that he knows their struggle. He's one of the few authentic politicians in the country that's genuinely expressing a desire to not just understand what Americans want when it comes to policy, but he's trying to understand what he can do politically to help them out. So the Bernie Bro myth is officially dead. I'm calling it right here. Anytime establishment Democrats try to trot out that same talking point, oh, well, you know, Bernie Sanders, you know, Democrats, they just can't possibly move towards a more progressive Bernie Sanders style of politics because, you know, we have to represent everyone. You know, our base doesn't just consist of straight white males. It consists of women of color. Now what? There's nothing. We just can show them this poll and the other one, the Harvard-Harris poll, and we're done. The Bernie Bro myth is officially dead. I'm declaring it right now. Because I don't know how you can still do mental gymnastics here and purport that Bernie Sanders is just a politician or a candidate of straight white males. It's over. And I don't even have to remind you guys, I went through so many articles talking about how Bernie Sanders was only supported by straight white males and these disgusting straight white males. I mean, they only care about themselves. They don't care about women of color. And Bernie Sanders only appeals to them because he represents their interests well. Again, that's not true. So I can't not gloat because this is amazing. This poll, I mean, what more evidence do we need that the Bernie Bro myth is bullshit? We have two polls now that yield the same exact results. So anytime Joy Reid says anything or Joan Walsh says anything to imply that Bernie only represents straight white males, you can either show them the poll or share this video. There you have it. This segment of the Humanist Report was brought to you by 7coffeeroasters.com. They're a minority-owned small business in Seattle, and they specialize in roasting unique and delicious coffee that's not actually roasted until you've placed your order. And the best part is that they actually ship out all orders within 24 hours, so you get your coffee and it still tastes fresh when it arrives. And to boot, they're also a progressive company that pays their workers a living wage and actually cares about the country. So to support them and experience the deliciousness of their coffee, you can check out 7coffeeroasters.com.